Hey, welcome to The Kind of Love. I'm your coach, Aaron. This is a how-to video on how to effectively change your self-talk or your negative self-talk. Now, the reason we want to change our self-talk is because it affects what we see in our life. If we only see that we're not good enough to do something, or we can't do something, or all the partners we date are jerks, whatever that negative self-talk is, we really have to replace that. And our brains kind of work in story form, and they're looking for an end result. So if the end result is that all guys are jerks or all girls are jerks and I can't date them, we're going to continue to find that familiar story and that familiar self-talk. So the thing then to do is replace that self-talk. Replace the I can'ts with I can. If we're constantly living in a state of pain and fear, because our thoughts are directly tied to our emotions. In fact, if we're just experiencing the same emotions over and over again, it's actually leading us to think certain ways. So if we've been even small t traumatized by a relationship or whatever it may be, we're going to continue to see that pain. So we've got to change our thoughts. Okay, so how to do that effectively? Here's the acronym: AWARE, right? You're becoming aware of your self-talk. So the first A reminds us to just simply acknowledge, become aware of it, acknowledge it. Hey, I feel a different emotional change. Something's different. I'm either angry or sad or anxious or something of that nature, and I'm thinking these thoughts over and over again. So I need to change that. Acknowledge it. The W stands for welcome. You've got to welcome the feeling. Don't try to resist it. Don't try to stuff it. Don't try to ignore it, because those things often lead to self-medicating, and we don't want to self-medicate. We want to actually change, and we have to acknowledge it. So it's kind of like a kid in the back seat of your car who's maybe whining or complaining. That's kind of like our internal dialogue. And we want to take the wheel. And we don't want to let the whining and complaining affect what we're doing. Like, okay, you can whine and complain. You're welcome to do that. But I'm still going to have my hands on the wheel. The second A stands for the word about. What is this about for you? And as we're welcoming that emotion, and even finding it in where we feel it in our body, like maybe it's in our chest or in our stomach, like, oh, that really hurts. So we're welcoming it here. But then we're asking ourselves, what is this about for me? Like, what's the story here? Does this remind me of a past event in my life that's shaped my future? What is that? Well, that's about this one time where I dated this jerk and I never kind of came back from that. Okay, welcome, thank you. Now I know what this is about for me. Now the R stands for replace. You actually have to change your talk. You have to change the self-narrative. And by doing this, ask yourself, what do I want to feel like? And what do I want it to look like? If it's something about yourself, like, I'm the worst, start saying, I'm the best. If it's something like, I'm not enough, start saying, I am more than enough. If it's something like, I'm bad, start saying, I'm good. So you have to replace that word. And you also have to ask yourself, what does it feel like to be good? What does it feel like to be more than enough? And then remember a time when you we're good enough. So here comes the E of awareness. E stands for find evidence. So go to your past. Was there something recently that happened where you were more than enough? Or you did something good? Our brain again works like a detective, trying to find and survive and be afraid of the worst case scenario so that we don't do that. But then we play out all these other strategies in our self-talk. So if we want to change and see something different in our lives and see a better version of ourselves, we have to become aware of our self-talk and replace it with better self-talk. Thanks for watching this how-to video. Go ahead and subscribe, like it, comment, ask me any questions. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching.